this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, and it is time to return to Lamplight City. Now, if you recall, last time we had just spoken to Albert Martin, and I don't think he's a guilty
I bet that's a direct line to the police department. You should make a rude noise into it when Giles isn't paying attention.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do that. So we've gone to the jail. DuPree Manor. So we now have other things to consider. I'm gonna go to the 76 Forest Lane.
Egad! Is this someone's room or a jungle?
Quite a fascinating array of plants in here, not to mention the machinery on the table.
Seems like Juliet is very interested in getting extra credit.
Yeah. Let's look at this bookshelf.
That's quite the book collection. It almost puts Adelaide's to shame.
All impeccably cataloged and organized as well, which makes the two missing volumes stand out even more.
Oh, two missing.
That's quite... I wonder what sort of fertilizer or growth tonic these plants are getting. Whatever it is, it's definitely working.
Indeed.
Those are the most vibrant flowers we've seen in a while. I bet they smell extra strong.
Yes, they certainly do.
It's a good thing you're the one with the nose. This plant makes Miles Jr. look like a single blade of grass. They appear to be scientific scribblings. I can't make heads nor tails of them.
That makes two of us.
Yeah.
They appear to be...
That makes two of us.
Let's look at this desk.
They're just doing what flies do best.
Well now, this is interesting.
Etheric effects. Chlorophyll production seemingly triples, larger, more vibrant flowers. Root system strength, increasing capacity. Plants thrive from exposure to small etheric currents. Further experiments are needed to determine the long-term effects. On fauna, brain is clearly affected, inducing a trance-like state. Muscle control lost. Wings flap in predictable patterns. Conclusion: if animals with greater cognitive ability, including humans, are exposed to specific quantities of ethericity, they will go into a stupor, appear unresponsive, or dead. Well, that's curious indeed.
Just a bunch of technical nonsense. I can't understand a word of it. Etheric pressure. What a bunch of nonsense. They're just doing what flies do best. I have no idea nor desire to know what purpose that thing has.
I do. Let's push the button. Higher. Whoa!
Oh, would you look at that?
Yep.
Just a bunch.
So
oh, would you look at that?
That does put a new spin on things. So now...
I'm guessing they're probably full of more scientific equipment or plant-related stuff.
Yes. But now, I have a better understanding of things. Because this now leads me to think that maybe, she's not, maybe somebody else is to blame. Although, this doesn't necessarily free Martin. Let's check the university.
Oh. It's as though we journeyed to the tropics. I don't know how you can stand to keep that coat on in here.
Ah, that would be Juliet. Right.
Those flowers are definitely not native to this area. They seem to be thriving in the glass tubes.
Yes.
Might be sort of plants keeping here. I wonder if this is serving a purpose or just a look pretty. One of those cute little Japanese trees that are all the age these days. Personally, I don't see how getting a haircut is really relaxing.
Now let's talk with Juliet.
Pardon the disturbance, but are you Juliet Montgomery?
I am, and you are.
Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator looking at the events surrounding your mother's attempted murder.
Of course.
Have you got time to answer some questions?
Yes, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the events leading up to your mother's premature interment?
No, it was a complete shock. Mother seemed to be perfectly healthy and full of life. And then, without warning, she was dead. Or so we thought.
I take it you were glad to be wrong?
What a ridiculous question. Of course I was. What sort of heartless beast would celebrate their mother's death?
Oh, I could name a few. Juliet definitely didn't shed any tears over Madam DuPree, though. That much is obvious.
Yeah.
Miss Montgomery, you don't have to lie to me. I'm not going to assume you tried killing your mother just because you weren't upset by her death.
I felt terrible about it. You have to understand, I didn't want her to be dead. I just felt a sense of relief. Please, don't think me a horrible person, Mr. Fordham. It's just that Mother and I aren't currently on the best of terms.
Why don't you and your mother get along?
We've never completely seen eye to eye on anything. She always disapproved of anything I did. When I was younger, she used to forbid me from speaking to the servants. I saw no harm in a kind word or smile, but she warned us that if we were too familiar, they would take liberties. Then when I declared my intentions to pursue academic studies, she really went livid. In her opinion, a university education was tantamount to a chastity belt. What sort of man would want a wife with a head full of useless facts, she'd say.
Personally, I've always found intelligence to be quite attractive.
I assume your mother didn't approve of your involvement with Mr. Martin?
A rather focal question, Mr. Fordham. But you are not mistaken. I'm not sure how she managed to find out about Albert and me, but when she did, she nearly had a conniption. As I'm sure you can understand, the situation at home has been less than perfect in the last few months. I'd really rather not dwell on it.
You mentioned you were friends with the servants.
Yes, that's right. I didn't care that they worked for us. Everyone needs a friend.
Very
Did your
true.
mother ever mistreat them?
Mistreat? No, I wouldn't say so. She was always very stern, though, and quite cold. If they ever shirked their duties or misbehaved, they were punished, of course, but nothing out of the ordinary that I ever saw. Most of the servants are my friends, but I'm closest with Amelie, the kitchen maid. Mother wasn't too happy about that. Amelie's been around as long as I can remember. She's like the aunt I never had.
That's
What
interesting.
can you tell me about Albert Martin?
I'm not quite sure where to begin.
Why not start by telling me what your relationship with him was?
We met here at the greenhouse. He was working as an assistant, sweeping and cleaning and fetching things for the students. My focus was on academics, naturally. I wasn't too interested in romance. In fact, I've had to turn away nearly every single one of my classmates. But with Albert, I found myself intrigued. I noticed him stealing glances, lingering just a bit too long after bringing over a book or flask, sweeping the same patch of floor near me over and over again. It wasn't too long before I had him bringing me tools and equipment, regularly.
I see.
As I mentioned, Mother was an absolute terror when she found out.
Do you believe Mr. Martin did what he stands accused of?
I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't seem like him, but Albert can be quite passionate. If the police believe he's to blame, then they must have a reason for it. It wasn't any secret that he hated Mother. Perhaps I should have ended things sooner. It was satisfying to know that Mother was displeased, but I never imagined it would lead to something like this.
Well, it's nice to see she's all heart.
So, you study botany. Fascinating subject.
Are you an admirer of plants, Mr. Fordham?
My wife has the green thumb in the household, but I do have a certain appreciation for them.
Yeah.
Plants are amazing things, just like people in many ways.
How do you mean?
They need attention and care. Ignore a plant, and it will wither. Give it too much attention, and it will become sick. Plants have many things to teach us, and I greatly enjoy learning from them.
Well,
Do you know anything about ethericity, Miss Montgomery?
You surprised me, Mr. Fordham. I had no idea someone of your profession would know or care about something like that.
I've found that it pays to be open-minded.
To answer
Very
your
true.
question, yes, I am familiar with the theory of ethericity. In fact, it's recently become a focus of my studies. Despite what the newspapers have been reporting, it's already possible to access it in small quantities from the air around us.
Have you conducted any experiments?
No, my research has been purely theoretical. I don't have the means to do anything practical, I'm afraid.
Deceiver, dissembler, her trousers are alight. I can't understand why Juliet might not want to make her research public, though.
yeah, we do know about the experiment.
Miss Montgomery, please don't lie to me. I know you've been conducting experiments with ethericity. I've seen the room you're renting on Forest Lane.
What? But how?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be very good at my job if I didn't find things out, Miss Montgomery. Now please, drop the act and tell me about your experiments.
Fine. I've been researching etheric effects on living organisms. I'm planning on presenting my discoveries to the board once I make more progress. So far, I've managed to discover that plant growth is accelerated significantly. It's given me quite the advantage in class.
But
can tell
isn't that
that.
cheating?
You have no idea how difficult it's been for me to be taken seriously, Mr. Fordham. No matter how hard I tried, my work wasn't valued on its own merits by my peers or professors. I fought hard to get where I am. I wasn't about to lose all that just because some pig-headed idiots didn't think my best was good enough.
That sounds awfully familiar.
What about your notes on the effects of ethericity on animals?
Oh, those aren't complete. I haven't tested the effects on anything larger than flies. Those experiments were mainly to satisfy my curiosity, but they have little to do with my actual research.
Curiosity? Seems like a lot of effort to go to just to answer a question. But then, I never really understood these scientific types.
Yeah, it does make sense. I don't think she's heartless.
What can you tell me about your brother?
Andrew, Mama's precious little boy. If you've met him, you pretty much know all you need to. He's had the whole world handed to him on a silver platter. But he's in for a rude awakening someday. Mother can only provide for him for so long.
No more questions for now.
Then if you don't mind, I have work to do.
See, I didn't find it.
Judging from that pipe, that contraption must be used to keep the plants hydrated. But it looks like a giant earwax remover to me.
It does.
Quite the assortment of plants they keep in here. I've never seen a flower grow that big. What do you suppose they're feeding them?
Alright. So now I have more to go by here. So what else? Okay. Okay, so we finished everything there. I wonder if I could talk to her and get anything about the... Let's see if I can. Because I think I'm gonna need her help getting that.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
Okay.
That's it, I think.
Then you'd better get back to it.
I need a better reason to get in there, I think. Wait. Yeah. Let's go to some... I'm gonna go here.
Ah, Compton Street. We're not too far from Restaurant Row. When's the last time you ate, anyway?
Please, let's not add eating to the list of things to nag me about.
That's the door. 451. Butcher's restaurant.
Bonbon's restaurant. I never got a chance to go there, but I hear their deviled eggs are simply to die for. Considering how many eating establishments are in the neighborhood, the butcher picked a fantastic spot to set up shop. I do notice a distinct lack of stray cats in this neighborhood, though. One of Atwood's re-election posters, sorely lacking a mustache. Go on, Miles. Fix this grievous injustice.
Not now, Will. There are more important things to worry about.
Let's go in here.
I'm sorry, I have no time for visitors today.
Yeah.
You're Albert Martin's mother, aren't you?
Who are you?
Miles Fordham. I spoke with Albert. He told me to give you a message. He said to tell you the St. Rock's dog is barking.
Oh, I see. That's very good. You've been a good commander, Mr. Fordham. Standing on the street, just to.
Ah.
Welcome to my home, Mr. Fordham. I am Sabine Martin. I hope you understand that Albert has nothing to do with this awful business. Would you care for some tea?
Well, her tune's so chic when you gave her that message. I wonder what that meant.
No, thank you, ma'am. I won't be staying long.
So let's take a look at these things here.
I must admit, she was the last person I was expecting to see in here.
No, I wasn't.
A rather unremarkable collection, I'm sorry to say. That statue, on the other hand, gives me the willies. For all we know, that rider is some sort of demon. Looks like he's having a good time, at least.
Yes.
Interesting. Those pots look as though they've been wrapped in tobacco leaves. That pattern resembles a flower. Too bad it isn't an Easter lily.
I don't know.
It's some old man with a dog standing at the center of a crossroads. If that's meant to have any sort of significance, it's completely lost on me.
I'm not going to, I don't think I can do that if she's sitting here, so let me talk to her for a few minutes.
I've got a few questions for you, Mrs. Martin.
I'll try to answer them the best I can.
Okay.
Do you think your son is capable of doing what he stands accused of?
Never. Albert wouldn't harm a fly.
That's what the mothers always say.
Why don't you tell me a bit more about him then?
He started working at the university laboratory a few years ago. I was so proud of him. The university is quite selective, you know. The same for its staff as well as its students.
Yes, I've gotten that impression.
I always told Albert to be careful around those high society types, but that one always thinks with his heart first.
Is she sure that's the correct body part?
He's all the family I have, Mr. Fordham.
I see.
Do you know anything about Madame Laura DuPree?
I never met her in person, but I know plenty about her.
Like what?
Nothing fit for polite conversation, Mr. Fordham. But I can tell you this. Laura DuPree has far more enemies than she lets on.
Does that include you or your son?
It most certainly does not.
I can believe that.
What do you know about Juliet, Madame DuPree's daughter?
I know Albert was smitten with her, no matter that I told him to be very careful around her kind. Those rich Creole families don't care much for people like us. To them, we're just a help. But from his telling, Juliet sounded to be a decent soul. It's a shame the same can't be said for her kin.
If you'll indulge my curiosity, what exactly was the meaning of Albert's message?
Saint Roch is the patron saint of dogs, as well as the falsely accused. If he sent the message along with you, it means he trusts you, and that I should too.
Oh, I see.
Perhaps you were hoping for something more? That's just the way of mysteries, isn't it?
How do you mean?
The thrill of the unknown is always more exciting than the truth. Mystery makes life a little more interesting.
True, but if mysteries were really better unsolved, I wouldn't have a job.
This is very true.
What exactly is it you do, Mrs. Martin?
I provide services to the public.
A delightfully vague answer if there ever was. Give me something a bit more specific, please.
I'm a Mambo Asugwe. That means I'm what you call a voodoo queen. I'd give you a detailed explanation of the responsibilities and duties of the role, but your time would be better spent clearing my son's name.
Touché. Can I save? No, I can't save here.
Can you tell me a bit more about your religious practices?
What I can tell you is that the ignorant whites in this city are afraid of us for no reason. Voodoo is not about black magic or dark spells or turning people into the living dead. It's about healing and life. Naturally, there are misguided souls who may try to use it for ill purposes, but I am not one of those.
Sounds like you hit a sore spot. Might be a good idea to stop pressing her on this angle.
Yeah. I'm gonna end the conversation.
Thank you for your help.
My pleasure.
Now, what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna save this as a chance.
I've got a few questions for you, Mrs. Martin.
I'll try to answer them the best I can.
I'm gonna ask for tea.
I think I'll take you up on your offer for tea, after all.
All right, Mr. Fordham. You'll have to give me a few minutes to heat up the kettle. I'll be back shortly.
Which is what I wanted to do here, and just check this out.
Amazing. Even more voodoo stuff back there. Why would she keep these particular items hidden from view?
Good question.
They obviously have some importance to her. I'd suggest asking, but I don't know if that's the best idea given how sensitive she seems to be about the subject.
Very, very poignant point.
The tea should be ready in a few minutes, Mr. Fordham. You can help yourself once it's done.
You're very kind, Mrs. Martin.
Okay. Let's see.
I've got a few questions for you, Mrs. Martin.
See if I can
I'll
ask
try to
any
answer
more.
them the best I can.
If not, you know, I'm leery about asking about that back room.
Thank you for your help.
My pleasure.
I don't think it's going to be a help right now. All right. Well, we'll assume we had some tea.
Aren't you going to have your tea,
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
Fordham?
I'm afraid I just remembered something important I need to look into. Perhaps later.
Suit yourself.
So, I have more information to work with there. Okay, I'm going to go back to the coffee house. Back to DuPree Manor, because I want to talk with, what's her name? I don't trust you.
Pardon me, miss.
I told you I'm very busy, and I'll get in trouble if I'm caught speaking to you.
Amelie, please. I need to know what you know about Madame DuPree.
What? How did you know my name?
Juliet told me about you.
Miss Juliet.
Yes, I spoke to her at the university. She mentioned you two were friends.
Yes, that's right. She's always been so good to me.
Look, Amelie, I'm just trying to get some information. And I have a feeling you can be very helpful if you'd just let me talk to you.
All right, fine. But do it as fast as you can.
Okay, we'll do it as fast as we can here.
Tell me about Madame DuPree.
Oh, I really shouldn't, sir.
It would greatly help my investigation if you did.
Madam DuPree was kind enough to hire me as her cook. It's hard to get jobs in the city. Lots of people want their servants to use those new machines.
Yeah.
My sister's brother-in-law got half his leg blown off by one of those new ovens. He's lucky he wasn't killed. So I'm plenty happy working here doing real people's work. But Madam can be difficult sometimes.
Difficult? What do you mean by that?
No, I said enough.
What do you know about Madame DuPree's supposed death?
All I can tell you is that whoever did it really hated her.
Do you know Albert Martin, the man accused of the crime?
No, I'm sorry.
What can you tell me about Andrew?
He ain't so bad. Kinda spoiled, but he mostly cleans up after himself. Has a whole private part of the house, but I think he only uses one room. Better for me, way less to clean.
What do you know about Juliet?
She was always so kind to me and the others. but her mother don't like that one bit. Still, she sneaks down into the kitchen to keep me company some nights. Even though she's a good soul, I think part of her does it just to spite her mother.
Yeah. I can't blame her on that.
Are you the only remaining servant here?
No, there's another one, Marcel. He's the new gardener. I haven't seen him in a few days, though. Not since before Madam's incident.
Thank you, Amelie. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Now, please, let me get back to work.
Okay. So that gave us more information. And I think here we're going to save it. And we'll pick this up next time. As always, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube. Rich Gen X elsewhere. Inviting you to subscribe to the channel and take a look at some of the other playthroughs I've done. I played through a few point-and-click adventures, including Kathy Rain, A Detective is Born. I've also played through Dark Side Detective Season 1. And I've played through I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. You can check those playthroughs up on the channel, on the playlists too. I'm also working my way through several old franchises. I'm working my way through the original Tomb Raider series up until Chronicles. I'm currently on Tomb Raider The Last Revelation. I'm also working my way through the Sherlock Holmes series by Frogwares. Currently working on the fourth game released and current fourth game in the series' internal timeline. And that is Sherlock Holmes vs. Arsene Lupin. I'm also working my way through Alien vs. Predator, the 2010 release, and currently working my way through the Marines mission. It's not easy. I am also working my way through the several LucasArts games, currently working on Escape from Monkey Island, the fourth in the Monkey Island franchise, and the last game of the Monkey Island franchise released by LucasArts. Also been playing through a bunch of games with Call of Cthulhu in the name. Currently working on Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. And I have done a series of runs through the game of Monstrum, which is a fun little thing for me to do. And there's some others up on the channel. So take care all, and again, this is Rich Kale, Rich Gen X elsewhere. Have a good one. Goodbye.